Interior Minister Sander Lleshaj called upon the opposition to stand alongside law enforcement and not to position themselves with the perpetrators during the recent spate of protests. In the current reconstruction process of the Democratic Party, the General Secretary of the DP says the process is all-inclusive and aims to bring about a united force in the next year's elections. According to the official exchange rate provided by the Bank of Albania, €1 is exchanging at 124.48 lekë, despite the euro strengthening against the Albanian currency. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 24th of November 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Oliver, and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. The state police has been supplied with a total of 134 new cars and 30 new motorcycles to the department's inventory with the state police modernization program. In relationship to the number of people per capita, today our country has a smaller police force as compared to other European countries, informed Sander Lleshaj. Lleshaj underlined the need for modernization, emphasizing the importance of modern tools and technology, continuous training, and increased professional capacity. Soon we expect the fleet of vehicles to expand significantly to include a new fleet of air observation drones, improved border monitoring technology, and sophisticated intelligence systems. But the challenge isn't just modernizing our equipment. The real challenge is the modernization of people. For this, we need to improve the system of education and training of the state police to transform the Security Academy into a modern educational institution that produces well-educated and motivated police and security personnel. The state police's procedures and operational standards will be modeled after other European standards to ensure a high level of trust among citizens. The state police should be there for all citizens and divorced of political interests. The identity of the Albanian police force should be one of honor, dignity, and integrity, said Lleshaj. Focusing on the protest of the 22nd of November in front of Parliament, where Officer Ina Nuka was injured, the Interior Minister said the police officers face an absurd amount of treacherous aggression and called on all parties for reflection. The isolation of these dangerous deviations of violence requires not only a strong police response, but also a broad social reflection. We must view law enforcement through the lens of honor and dignity. This country needs serious reflection. I call on all political representatives not to position themselves against our officers, but to support them, concluded Lleshaj. The state police has added 134 new vehicles through a new leasing agreement. At the ceremony dedicated to this new fleet of police force vehicles, the Prime Minister considered the leasing agreement to serve as a valid method that will put an end to the stories of police cars parked in the middle of roads and the resulting ridicule from citizens. It is the first insured fleet with a different contract. With this new 4-year contract, under which all vehicles will be replaced within 4 years, we cannot avoid the endless stories of the past that depict our former fleet of vehicles as problematic and unreliable. It is like a kind of carnival that reflects the dignity and seriousness of the state. It's not an invention, but a widely used logistics guarantee used by developed countries that guarantees far more vehicles than those institutional degradation tenders. It is important to underline that with this new fleet, we will not only empower and extend our police presence in 8 regions, but we will completely fulfill all logistical needs for the state police. We can now guarantee that there will never be a story that reduces our police force into an object of ridicule. According to analyses and studies, the leasing of cars results in the most effective model of using fleets for corporate purposes. Over the last few years, this model has spread throughout the developed world and beyond, stated Rama. The Prime Minister acknowledged that such a method would be expected for police uniforms as well. We will do the same thing with uniforms and discuss with the Interior Ministry about tenders who supply those uniforms. We do not have to invent the wheel, but rather imitate those who do it best, the European Union countries. It does not pay the bidding, but every person has a personal, funded, and personalized card that addresses all of the service points where he or she goes and gets what they need. Rama concluded his speech by saying, "Everyone takes care of their own uniform." Speaking from the Euro Socialist Youth Forum Assembly, the mayor of Tirana, Arion Veliaj, has given clear signals that he will present himself as candidate for the municipality of Tirana. Commenting on the protests stemming from the construction of the new Ring Road project, he said that he expects a spectacular victory in the capital in the local elections of June 30th, 2019. Veliaj said that it is good news that the first 7 families affected by the new Ring Road project were present to receive their rent bonus. He concluded by accusing the opposition of being politically involved, all while not participating in Parliament or the communal council to vote on initiatives that support the citizens. Since November 23rd, under the order of Democratic Party Chair Luzin Basha, all branches of the Democratic Party have launched elections for the new leader to open the way for the National Assembly meeting on December 15th. From Korça, where the electoral process will take place on Sunday, the General Secretary of the Democratic Party, Arbin Ristani, said the race is all-inclusive to bring a united force into the local election battle. On Friday, the election process has been closed in several branches, which did not bring new names, but rather reconfirmations. In Durrës, Ferdinand Jafferi was reconfirmed as mayor, who for more than a year led this branch as commander. Jafal Miziu was reconfirmed in Camas, and the mayors of Lushnja and Fier, MP Muslim Murizi and Luan Bachi, expect to see a reconfirmation as well. In Shkodra, the elections will be held on the 1st of December, and it is expected that the position of mayor will be the current incumbent Ramiz Chobai. On Sunday, the Democratic Party MPs of Korça will select the new head of branch, Andrea Mano, who faces off against Elvin Bregu. The election for the leaders of the Democratic Party will end on December 3rd, opening the way for the National Assembly to vote on the council and elect a new Democratic Party leader. The Albanian lek has continued to gain significant points against the euro. According to the data provided by the Bank of Albania, 1 euro is already exchanging at 124.48 lek, reaching the lowest level since the beginning of June. Although experts predicted that this period would bring a strengthening of European currency, which was expected to reach a level of 126 to 128 lek per euro, in fact, quite the opposite has happened. The weakening of the euro and the appreciation of the Albanian lek comes down to 2 factors. In the domestic market, there is a high circulation of the euro despite its weakened state in international markets, where it has received an exchange rate of 1.35 US dollars. In order to stabilize the exchange rate in June, the Bank of Albania intervened into the market and brought into the euro by returning the European currency to the value of 130 lek. However, it has been accepted that the euro will continue to remain weak against the Albanian currency. Currently, the Bank of Albania is unable to make decisions, as 6 members of the Supervisory Council have completed their mandate. In this way, if a decision should be made to stabilize the course of currency, this can be achieved only after the selection of new members, respectively 3 by the Assembly and 3 by the government. When asked about this issue, the head of finance promised that within 2 weeks, this cutoff will be resolved, and the Supervisory Council will have new members. And that's the news from across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and have a lovely weekend.